Not again. Skyline. So let's start with the questions of the most frequent things that people ask me about this car. First question, what is it like driving on the right hand side? Did it take long to get used to it? It definitely did for, I'd say, the first about half hour. It's definitely a cool experience driving on this side, but overall not as much as you would think. After about a half hour of driving it, you know, you kind of get used to it. You still consciously have to keep yourself to the right because you will kind of start drifting off in your lane, and you know, you don't want to be crowding somebody else in their lane. Parking is kind of weird. I've owned this car now for about 4 months, and I still kind of have problems parking sometimes. Just pulling into a spot, I don't know why, but I'm always like, you know, 2 feet farther over than I should be. I feel like I just got my license or something like that, and like I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, so it doesn't take that long to get used to. The shift pattern is the same. A lot of people ask that question as well. Is the shift pattern different? Is the clutch in the same spot? Yes, the clutch is in the same spot. Yes, the shift pattern is the same. You're obviously just using the left hand. Next question is, where do you get parts for it? Or is it hard to get parts for this car? And I usually tell people, depending on what you're looking for, it's definitely more difficult to get parts for a car like this versus any other car that you don't import, obviously. Some parts, luckily, are, you know, interchangeable with this car with, you know, the 300ZX or a 240SX. You know, you'll get lucky a lot of times with certain parts. Some stuff, you know, you can find online still, some of the more basic things. But for sure, stuff like glass, you know, body panels and stuff like that, it's very hard to find. So that's something when you're looking to purchase one of these cars, you should take into consideration is, especially if you plan on to daily drive this kind of car, it's going to be hard to find certain things for this car. And that's just the nature of the beast with having a rare car. One thing I hate about this car is the lack of cup holders. I know for a lot of people it's not a big deal, but you can't have a car in America without cup holders. Where do I put my double gulps? Nowhere. That's where I put my double gulps. It's just nowhere. I don't know how you can just not put cup holders in a car, but if anyone's watching in Japan, maybe you guys can answer that question, because yeah, I don't see any cup holders. So now, does this car get a lot of attention? Yes. Now, besides cost, which I don't want to go over in this video, but I will go over in another video, another question that everybody asks is it fast, or how fast is it? How much horsepower are you pushing out? Kind of everyone just assumes when they see a Skyline, it's kind of like seeing a Supra, where, oh, you see a Supra, you're like, oh, it must be 1,000 horsepower. That's obviously not the case. This particular car still has the stock turbo. It does have an RB20. So yeah, I'm not pushing out any sort of big power. If I had to guess, you know, 180 wheel horsepower. It's not crazy fast. It just has bolt-ons. But for what it is, and in the time that this car was around, I think it's actually pretty fast. You got to consider that in 1990, you know, a Mustang GT had about the same amount of horsepower that this car has. So we are almost at our destination, and what I'm going to do here is just pull over, and I just want to do a walk around of the car, show you guys the interior, show you guys the engine bay, maybe we'll even look at the trunk, just give you guys a kind of a tour of what a Skyline as a car is actually like, not just really the performance aspects of it. Okay guys, so we're in the cockpit now of the R32. So as you can see, everything is pretty basic. You know, here you got all your AC control, stuff like that. Obviously aftermarket radio, an aftermarket, you know, box. I don't know why they even put this in here. This is a free box, absolutely useless. And also drink holder, you know, absolutely, again, useless because you go to shift and, you know, obviously it's not gonna work. Coming here on the center console, we have no cup holders. Just this little storage tray, random junk. Glove box, pretty small. I got some authentic, you know, Japanese cards in here. I think that's kind of cool. You know, that just came with the car. I'm reading 87,000 kilometers right now. You guys can do the math on that one as far as miles. Up here, these were, I think these are actually pretty cool because it's kind of like steering wheel buttons before they had steering wheel buttons. So that's kind of cool, I think. We got the, you know, wiper stuff, lights. Pretty basic on the inside. The seats are actually, I think, pretty good for not being GTR seats. GTR seats are amazing, but these are actually pretty adjustable and they actually hold me in pretty well. I think this car was fitted with an upgraded sound system, this Pro acoustic equalizer sound. Not really sure what it is, but it's actually pretty good, and I think it's actually a little bit better than what I have in the Subaru, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This car is actually pretty loaded. Power windows, power locks, power folding mirrors, all that kind of good stuff. This here you pull for trunk, so I'll pop that open. Back seat, nothing special back here, not too much leg room. It is supposed to be a coupe after all, so didn't expect much from that. Coming around back for the trunk. Trunk size, actually pretty good, I think, for how small of a car this actually is. The trunk lid is actually pretty heavy, and you know, I don't know if it's just not counterweighted or what, but if you slam this thing in your hands in there, I feel sorry for you. Anyway, so that's pretty much just an overview of this car. If you guys have any other questions, just go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below and I will answer them to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, overall, I think it was a pretty solid car for its time. I think it aged very well, and I'm so happy to own this car so far. But yep, that's going to do it for this video. As usual, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time.